What is an important piece of advice you can give for those moving into the real world? When furnishing your home with stuff you find on the side of the road, it's fine to take hard things, tables, art, etc., but never pick up soft things, upholstered chairs, carpets. Closing parenthesis. Honesty and humility get you far in the workplace, as it can often be a game of likability. Just be careful not to be a doormat. E.g., I work in IT and once I was troubleshooting an issue that ended up being my fault. I told my boss it was my fault, how, why, and what we did to fix it. He told me someone else not only blamed me, but took responsibility for fixing it. I ended up coming out looking better, despite all of it being my fault, simply because I was honest. I was promoted a few months later. If something is too good to be true, it probably is. People will try to take advantage of you, and you'll probably fall for it sometimes. It's how you learn. Don't be too down on yourself, just learn from it and move on. Be very careful of being dragged into any sort of workplace drama, politics. That friendly coworker who is dishing you all the dirt as you learn the ropes is looking for allies. You have no obligation to hang out with these people in a social setting. Do 10 minutes of cleaning every day, rather than 2 hours of cleaning on one day of the week. The intensity of your social life will likely change, and this is mostly a good thing, but be prepared for it. Being outside of school means you are free from a lot of the weird drama that comes with doing everything in a closed system with roughly the same people. There is still drama, but you can almost always escape it because your life is divided now. You don't live with all your friends and work with them. On the other hand, making new social connections is a new challenge because you aren't thrown into a closed system with people all at your stage of life with many of the same problems. But making friends definitely happens. For me, wherever I was in life, it always took me about 1 year to make one new close friend. Patience is key. I would say you make fewer social connections, but a lot of them are of higher quality. A last piece of advice: don't view work as your only source, or even your primary source. For friends, dates, and hookups, try to keep part of your social life separate. Have a budget and stick to it. Know the difference between wanting something and needing something. Don't forget to add a treat yourself line in the budget. Don't focus on what other people have to do. Stay in your lane and focused on you and yours. Get a cast iron skillet. Don't waste your time worrying if you can help it. It just drags you down and makes you weaker. Hit the gym when you can. Boy, will it make you feel better. And smile. Make a conscious effort to smiling more. It'll be reciprocated and it will make you feel good. Apply the 10th of October 10 rule. Will it matter in 10 minutes? Will it matter in 10 days? Will it matter in 10 years? Really helps put a problem into perspective. Buy a plunger before you move into your first place on your own. Buy it before you need it. Don't just react to things. Think critically. Take a few seconds to analyze situations and come up with conclusions. Always be self-aware and never let people use your emotions against you. Always negotiate before signing any contract. A contract should be an agreement between the parties, not just a means for someone to have the upper hand. Source: law school. Reference: this dude right here. Not everyone is going to like you regardless of what you do. Trust your gut instinct. It's called that for a reason. Take no shit but do no harm. Meaning don't be a dick but put people in their place when necessary. When I was in uni I was super stressed. People would always say to me, if you're this stressed now, wait until you get out into the real world. I've been out in the real world for 2 decades now and it's been so much easier than uni. Go out there and enjoy post-uni life. If you're this stressed now, wait until you get out into the real world. This, by the way, is one of the worst things you can say. If someone is convinced that their situation will never get better, they'll look for other ways out. Don't take life too seriously and find a good hobby that makes you happy. The real world is actually really small. Be careful of burning bridges because you'd be surprised how easy it is to run into someone years and years after you last saw them. Consistently live below your means, save and invest the difference. Get a raise. cool. Don't change your lifestyle at all and just save the extra income. There will be someone who will hate your guts for no particular reason, even if you are friendly with them, or even more so, it will not be your fault. Zoom out for a big perspective once in a while. Evaluate your life periodically. We are creatures of habit. If you have roommates and live like slobs, you won't really notice that day in and day out. Every once in a while, maybe every 2 months, really look around. What's your life like? Do you have a significant other? Do you want one? Are your habits leading to that or preventing it? Do you come home and watch TV or video game or read endlessly and are completely one-dimensional? When's the last time you spent time with your mom and dad, family or longtime friends? Try to balance stuff. Decide what matters. Make small changes so you don't go through life on autopilot. Variety is the spice of life. Sometimes hanging out with family you haven't seen in a long time is the last time you see them. Maybe they're moving and you volunteer to help and then they give you $793 worth of fishing gear they were gonna just throw out and you're like, okay thanks. Then you give that to your dad and he's happier than he's been in years. Never stop learning. Keep up with your old hobbies and interests, and pick up new ones. Takes classes, free ones and pay for those you can afford. Join groups for people with your interests so you can learn from them and learn from teaching them. Don't fall for pyramid schemes. Look after your teeth because they are expensive to fix. Toothpaste. A good toothbrush and dental floss are cheap, so use them well. Look after your credit rating. It is difficult to fix when it goes wrong, and also remember that things do go wrong, so perhaps have a small contingency available if you can. Learn to save and budget so you know how much you can use and save comfortably. Be good to yourself and look after mental health. Familiarize yourself with your region's Landlord-Tenancy Act. Know your right and what's expected of you in terms of rent and damage, security deposits. Very few people actually know what they're doing. They've just learned to not show that they're winging it as they go. Even though money goes in and out of your account automatically doesn't mean you never have to look at your bank account. Just a quick daily check of your balance and spending will keep you out of a lot of troubles. It's okay to say no. It's just a job. There will be others. Don't try fitting in if it requires you to break your personal values. Being respectful and polite is cool. Learn how to cook. Sounds basic, but the ability to prepare like an actual meal will help you in life. If you're unhappy with your job, put tons of effort into finding a new one ASAP. Also learn to recognize toxic work environments. I once saw a guy quit his job in under 4 hours. Just knocked right out. A few years back I saw a dude quit immediately after a bad meeting. It was about 10 tech people in meeting. Boss outlines vision of new product. Tech dude explains why this is not a good idea. Boss has a rant about how he can't have negative people on the team and maybe tech dude needs to step out of the meeting while they finish up. Tech dude leaves room, goes to his desk and writes resignation. Boss was surprised. Why you quitting? Tech dude, you don't want my input. You don't respect my views. You don't have to know how to do everything. Knowing how to learn, and being willing to put the effort into learning it, is more important than knowing any one skill. Your attitude is more important than aptitude. An employer can teach you the specific skills needed, but if you aren't a person that people want to be around, then why would they bother? A long commute is rarely worth it. Save all you can. Do your best to try to keep at least a minimum $200 in a reserve for in case shit happens money. This is good advice. I would go as far as to say minimum $1,000 of in case shit happens money. Don't forget to take care of your physical health. Often people get so caught up in life they forget all about working out, eating right. Most of us end up in sedentary jobs. You don't need to train like an Olympic athlete. Just being active 3 times a week or something is good enough. Maybe picking up a new sport can help you make new friends while you stay fit. Your employer is usually a neutral party at best. Rare exceptions to this exist. But as a rule your boss is not your friend and does not have your best interests at heart. They have you there to make money off of your labor. No more and no less. This is a business arrangement. Learn to automatically see this as the default. You need to look out for your own interests. Get a better offer elsewhere. Don't think for a second you owe loyalty to your boss. They'd replace you in a heartbeat if you keeled over at your desk. Similarly, mental health days are sick days. Don't trick yourself into believing that you're letting the team down because you need to take care of yourself. No one else at your job is going to take care of you. At best, they will do the bare minimum to meet legal requirements. There are exceptions to the above, and sometimes the right people or management can earn your loyalty. Just remember that you come first. Not customers. Not coworkers. Not managers. Do the job. Get paid. Go home. Never believe that you have to sacrifice your physical or mental well-being for a job. They don't pay you enough for that, ever. Plan for your long-term goals, but don't forget your short-term health and happiness. Sacrificing sounds noble and can help sometimes, in limited circumstances, but your performance will be degraded if you don't take care of your physical and mental health along the way. This will cascade and affect your long-term goals as well. Just because you have the money to buy something doesn't mean that you can afford it.